Do you know gold was not made by Earth, but is a wanderer from space, one that took billions of years to reach your hand, and that most of the gold on Earth is actually buried deep in the core? Where humans may never touch it, this gold did not grow like a tree. It was not cooked out of stone, and Earth did not manufacture it like a factory. Its story may begin with a collision between two dead stars. But first, look down at the ground beneath you. Rock, rivers, and the cracks of the Earth. Welcome to Everyday Things Explained. Gold is not evenly distributed. Gold is extremely rare in Earth's crust. If it was spread evenly across the planet, humans could barely mine it at all. Gold only becomes a resource when nature gathers it together. Hot water underground slips through cracks in rock, carrying tiny amounts of metal with it. When conditions change, gold gets trapped inside veins of stone. Rivers continue the sorting. Because gold is heavy, flowing water carries lighter material away but leaves gold grains behind on the riverbed. A gold mine is not where gold is born. It is more like a gathering point. After millions of years of geological sorting, Earth swallowed the gold. But if geology only gathers gold together, where did the gold in the rocks come from? Go back to the moment Earth was still young. At that time, the planet was a molten sphere. Heavy material sank, lighter material rose. An iron-rich core slowly formed at the center. Gold is an iron-loving element, or siderophile. In a molten planetary environment, gold tends to follow iron. So most of Earth's original gold was pulled down into the core. Earth once had gold, but it locked it away in the worst possible vault, the center of the planet. The late package. So where did the gold in the crust come from? Most likely it was a delivery that arrived late. After Earth's core formed, the young solar system was still like a cosmic construction site, full of debris and meteorites. Some metal-rich material from outer space was added to Earth's outer layer. This idea is called the late veneer, a late added coating. Meteorites did not fall as gold bars or wedding rings. They carried elements and metallic dust. Then geothermal water and geological activity gathered the gold into ore veins. Gold inside the Earth is like a lost package from the time when the solar system was still cleaning up its construction site. The number 79. But meteorites only explain how gold got here. They do not answer the question, where was gold made? The answer is hidden in its atomic identity. Gold has the chemical symbol spelled AU and the atomic number 79. That means every gold atom has 79 protons inside its nucleus. In the beginning, the universe was made mostly of hydrogen and helium. To get from that to gold, the universe had to build an extremely heavy nucleus. Humans can melt gold, refine it, hammer it thin, or pull it into wire. But those are only changes in shape. Melting gold does not mean creating gold atoms. In reality, gold is not something we produce like steel, glass, or plastic. To make it, you need a factory that is not on Earth. The Iron Wall. Was that factory the sun? Not exactly. Stars are the great furnaces of the elements. Inside a stellar core, pressure and heat force light nuclei to combine. The sun is turning hydrogen into helium. Larger stars can make carbon, oxygen, and silicon. But this process crashes into a famous limit: iron. For elements lighter than iron, fusion releases energy, but elements heavier than iron need extra energy. When a stellar core accumulates iron, it loses its stable fuel source, the thing holding gravity back. Gold, with 79 protons, lies far beyond this wall. A star can warm an entire planetary system and still not be enough to make the ring on your hand. The Forge of Dead Stars. To cross that wall, the universe needs something far more violent. When a massive star dies, its core can collapse into a neutron star, an object so dense that a spoonful of its matter could weigh billions of tons. Sometimes, two neutron stars fall into orbit around each other. They spiral, draw closer, and then collide. That event can create a kilonova. For one extremely brief moment, the environment becomes hot, dense, and rich in neutrons. Atomic nuclei capture neutrons again and again. This process is called the R process. Imagine a nuclear storm, where nuclei are packed with extra material fast enough to cross the iron wall. Then those elements are blasted into space, mixed into cosmic dust. And some of them eventually fall to Earth, inside meteorites. Glitter from the dark. Now return to that first grain of gold. When you look at a ring, a phone circuit board, or the thin plating on a watch, you are seeing a heavy atom forged in an extreme environment. There is a rather cold lesson here. Things that endure rarely come from ease. Gold passed through collision, pressure, darkness, and time before we ever placed a price on it. So, if the next time you see gold, it seems a little too confident about its own value, to be fair, it has a reason. It survived dead stars, meteorites, billions of years of geology, and finally ended up being made into a wedding ring. A rather stressful ending for a single atom. What familiar thing should we trace back next? Leave a comment. Thank you for watching Everyday Things Explained. See you again.